guys, this is Mistress Nightmare here, and today we're reading Chapter 2, Falling in Love with Slenderman. Before we get started, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. She woke up with a start, gasping for air to fill her burning lungs. She was aware of the damped air. Her eyes flickered around the walls around her and made certain where the floor was. She was in the basement then. She gingerly sat up, her back arched, presuming from sleeping on the hard ground from who knows how long. How did this happen? How did she got here? She can't remember. She noticed a figure in the shadows, slumped in a chair. "Who's there?" she asked timidly. A chuckle came from the corner. Slowly a man emerged from the darkness. He was wearing a black tailor's suit and rose to point into the lamp. His hair was chopped short, midnight black. His eyes were the matching of his hair. He also had strikingly white skin. He shook his head and peered down at her. "The question is, who are you?" he asked in a bittersweet tone. Who was she? All she knew, she was Elizabeth Sage Brown, but she prefers to go by Sage. She is 17 years old. Her hair was pale shade of blonde, and her skin was like fine porcelain. A small dust of freckles splattered across her cheeks and nose. Her eyes were matching of the figure she had. They were colored the same emerald. They were friend long black lashes, hint of hazel could be found in them, though they were mostly green. "Not talking today, little dove?" the tall man above her bellowed. She glanced up at him and rose to her feet. She looked down at herself. Apparently someone changed her clothes. She was wearing a white flowing dress that contrasted to her small waist. It fell barely above her knees. Her shoulders were bare. She felt exposed. "Who are you?" she asked again, in a more forward tone. The man comprehended for a few seconds, then looked at her. A full face and said, "I am Ash," he told her. Sage looked at him judgingly for the truth. "That's not your real name, is it?" she asked him. He shrugged his shoulders. "Does it really matter? That is what you can call me." "Fine. Ash, where are we?" she asked irritatedly. No, little dove. I told you my name. Now tell me yours," he said. Her eyes narrowed. "But that's not your real name. Why should I tell you my real name?" she challenged. "If you were to tell me your real name, you would freak out." "I cannot have that, little dove," and tried to fly away. "Fine," she grumbled. "My name is Elizabeth." Why she had told him her real name, she will never know. He shook his head. "Do you really go by Elizabeth?" Her mouth popped open in shock. He could sense her lie. Sage was a brilliant liar. It was her second nature. "You see, little dove, I already know your name. And I've done my research, and I do not enjoy liars." She lifted her head stubbornly. "Elizabeth is my name, but I don't go by it. And if you don't have to tell the truth, then I shouldn't either." "Sage. Your name is Sage," he started. "How did I get here?" she asked him, changing the subject. He paused, his full pale lips. "You don't remember? Perhaps things are turning in my favor." Did you kidnap me?" she asked furiously. There was a lack of crack and then pain across her right cheek. She collided to both hands and stared at Ash, who just slapped her. "Did you just hit me?" she shrieked, backing away from him. "I saved you," he said, barely containing his anger. "And you will not disrespect me the way you have." "Then why are you lying to me? Don't you think I deserve to know what happened?" And if you didn't kidnap me, then why am I trapped in a basement? She shot back, stinging of displeasure and questions directed towards him as a warning. A slow smile grew on his face. You humans always remind me of a mystery to me, he said under his breath. Sage was shocked. This man wasn't human? No, that was impossible. She didn't believe in those things. Answer my questions, she demanded at her capture. You are a brave girl, Sage. He reached out and curled a lock of blonde locks of her hair along his skinny fingers. Eventually, your memories will return, and then you will have your answers. She jerked away from him. Tell me. Her eyes were half shut as she leaned into her small and smelled a distant scent of lilac and roses. He caught himself in the act and pulled away. I am sorry, Sage, but I must go. Wait, she yelled. You can't just leave me here. I will not stay here. These conditions are unlivable. He heaved a sigh and said, Fine, close your eyes. She continued to stare at him. Just do it. She groaned, and slowly her lids fell closed for a moment, and then he said, Open them. Sure enough, when she did, she found herself no longer in a small dark basement. She was now in a plush room painted soft blue. It was furnished with a large bed, chairs and table, a TV that sat in the corner, and there was a door that led to a bathroom. How did you? She gasped. I shall not reveal my secrets to you. And then he was gone.